Nope, not what I wanted. Hello, everybody.
Whoa.
I even warned Bree that we were coming in, and
You didn't say we were coming in.
Yes, I did.
Press the button.
That's what that means, Bree.
Okay.
Pressing buttons.
I've been on Rule of War and Ramblemancy long enough to know that when Lucas is fishing for a button, it's probably the go live button.
Yeah, that's true. That's the one button I can consistently never find. Anyway, hello everybody, and welcome to the finale of Tomorrow is Dead, our Kids on Bikes actual play. I'm very excited for this episode, and just excited in general for like how everything has been going, and it's been a hot minute since the last episode. We had a bit of a delay, and now we fixed it, kinda. So anyway, we are here at this final episode, and before we get started, I have some announcements, which, as John was kind enough to inform me, our announcements are that pretty soon we will have them. John's exact words. Those were John's exact words. Yeah. No, but for real, we in the past, for the past several episodes, our announcements have been, we don't know, because they were recorded in the past and we are now in the future relative to those episodes. But now it's because I am still in the middle of a move, and you can't see it from where I'm sitting, but there are literally uncovered walls just over to my right. So this is sort of a temporary arrangement so that we could finish this out. Once all that is settled, we will have time to discuss what is coming. However, I can announce that you can look forward to, at some point, we don't have an exact date yet because we're working on Schedule Tetris, but at some point in the very near future, you will be seeing an after show for Tomorrow is Dead, for this very show, where you'll have the entire cast here. We'll be here to talk about all the little things, the little nuances behind the scenes of the show, everything that went into some of the like character development and stuff like that may or may not have made it on screen. And so yeah, y'all be able to see firsthand the depth that went into making these characters, because it was a lot. It's a like classic iceberg situation. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned for announcements for that. You can stay tuned to our Twitter and to our Discord for announcements for that. We'll update you as soon as we know anything about that. Before we get started, I have just a few little acknowledgments to make. First of all, the amazing get-ups that the cast did for this final episode, and I felt left out, so I had to throw something on really quickly, and then I feel better about it. But y'all did amazing. Y'all look great. Of course, I have to acknowledge Hunter's Entertainment for making this incredible game that we are playing, Kids on Bikes. It's very good, and I highly recommend y'all, if you haven't checked it out, you really should. So go give Hunter's Entertainment some love for this game and many of their other really super cool games.
Am I hallucinating, or is there a Kids on Bikes 2E on Kickstarter right now?
There is
Literally
absolutely.
right now that
Yep.
you should go check out.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
that.
absolutely. They're going to be doing a lot of like rules updates and stuff like that. But not rules updates so much as things that to like help make the narrative, sort of narrative elements of the game pop. So basically, just giving a lot more like GM and player support for creating the narratives that you always wanted to see. But yeah, go check out their Kickstarter because I'm very excited about that and I want it to happen. I also want to acknowledge Sirenscape, who y'all may have been hearing the wonderful sounds of over the last several episodes. In particular, the car driving interior sound, which has been sort of the main sort of staple of the background stuff. So, but yeah, so Sirenscape has brought most, if not all, of the sounds to this show, and it's a really useful tabletop tool, and I highly recommend it. That's it. That's pretty much all I've got for right now. As I feel like just maybe y'all might be waiting for something, and I think I should probably just like give that to you. All right. So without any further ado, let's get into the finale. And welcome back, everybody. I'm never gonna get tired of that title sequence. When we left off, the group, in the wake of leaving behind their friend Gabby, who sacrificed herself to allow the group to escape, the group decided it was time to go home, head back to Springview, Colorado, their hometown, where they would check on the status of any survivors who are around, or indeed the evacuation that their friend Casey told them about. On their way back, there were some conversations that took place, some conflicts from the before times that were addressed, that had been carried over into the apocalypse. During all of that, the group noticed from the direction as they approached their hometown, they noticed a flare rise up over the city, and following it back to their hometown, they discovered that while their hometown appeared to have been fully abandoned or evacuated, there was still at least one survivor left. That would be one, I believe, Lieutenant Justin Shaw, a helicopter pilot who had come back for one more pickup of their emergency personnel, and had gotten stranded and separated from his helicopter, holed up in the high school, which had originally been the sort of center for the evacuation efforts. Making contact with Justin Shaw, Lieutenant Shaw told the kids that he would be able to get them all out as long as they could get to the helicopter. So, after administering some basic first aid to the injured Lieutenant Shaw, the kids began sort of securing their new area in preparation for the big rest before the final push, hopefully to safety. And I believe that is where we left off. So, Picking up right now. It's been a few hours since you were at the trailer park home of Kit, where you had a close brush with a small horde, um, a brief altercation with one of the infected in Kit's home, revealed that Kit's mom was actually not present, and as far as you know, escaped, leaving one of the zombies trapped in the house, of course. But she left a note for Kit telling her where to find them, and now y'all are sort of sitting in kind of the aftermath of that at the high school a few hours later, for the first time since leaving the trailer park, getting a moment to sort of process the day. So Justin Shaw is currently passed out from exhaustion or his injuries. It's hard to tell, but he is fully asleep. Frankie and Kit, y'all were sort of scouring the school, trying to make sure that it was still clear. And as you finish your rounds through the high school, it is in fact relatively clear. It's not particularly secure anymore. There are definitely some like breach points where like windows are broken. One of the emergency exit doors, one of like the fire exits, is like fully off its hinges. But so it's not the most secure place in the world, but it'll serve for now, as far as you can tell. Y'all make your way back to the nurse's office where Casey and Maisel and Shaw are still sort of perched up. A silence having fallen in the room relatively recently, which is what greets you as the two of you walk back in.
Did you guys find anything?
No. I mean,
You found a D20.
Really?
yeah,
It was like
this thing.
one of ours, or do you think one of the teachers like plays or something?
I mean, it was in the like, I don't know, probably like got missed when we were packing up or some shit. I don't know.
Probably.
Well, no, finding those zombies is good. I have no idea when he's gonna wake up. I
Yeah,
don't
he
want to
kind of.
wake him up.
Yeah, maybe Casey's gonna glance at at poor Shaw's injuries and be like, maybe we just let him sleep off as much of that as he can.
I walk up, and I'm going to kind of I'm going to use the back of my hand and touch his forehead and see if maybe, just to see if he's like running a fever or anything.
No, he doesn't appear to be running a fever. He seems mostly to be okay. He looks like he's probably just exhausted, from having attempted his injuries, to bind his injuries and deal with them by himself. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he can sleep some of that off.
And Casey's just gonna like sort of collapse back into a chair and be like, I don't think that we have sat still for like, at least I know I haven't for like days.
Yeah.
This is
I think when
weird.
Casey says that, I'm gonna like, I think I'm still over by the door. I'm gonna like lean against the wall, like next to the door, and like slide down it and sit on the floor, like with my knees up in front of me.
Yeah.
Casey will just roll a water bottle over to Kit.
I'm good. Here. She's just gonna like roll it back.
Take it, put it back in their backpack.
There's this moment as you all kind of finally are having a moment to sort of like take a look around, and you see your friends' familiar faces, but with sort of unfamiliar expressions on them of like just sheer sort of exhaustion and like a haunted look in some of your faces. Dirt and grime, and in some cases blood on kind of sort of smearing each other's faces. And it's sort of another one of those series of moments where your new reality sort of sinks in just a little bit more, particularly in contrast with your, very familiar environment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Casey,
what
I
about
think-
a rogue? What about a rogue? A rogue. Imagine a rogue multi-class fighter.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
Okay, because I've got a ranger, but you get rogue, right? You get to start off with all your sneaky stuff, and then you can get like your second wind when you do fighter, and then you can get. Oh my! Can you imagine how that rogue would work?
That's a lot of attack. A lot of really powerful attack.
And you get sneak attack on one of them, and hunter's mark. Dude,
Fun. That's what I was thinking about. You can tell Frankie is like just trying to keep keep everyone kind of distracted, you know.
we never did get to run that battle royale of all of y'all's high level characters. We've got one.
Yeah.
We've got one die. I've got a monster manual, I think, in here. Oh hey, oh shit! I have the player's handbook too. Nice.
Why did you
okay.
bring? Why? Okay. Why is
I
that
was-
when you had to ditch your card? Why are you like, okay,
It was
D&D books? Yes.
It was just in my backpack. Okay, like I hadn't.
I'm pretty
I
sure
brought
this
it to the
qualify as like
convention.
essentials to her, so
Yeah,
I mean, I know it does, but like you consciously decided to bring extra textbooks in your bag as you walked for days.
listen. Cell reception's not gonna last forever in the apocalypse. We'll have to find some way to entertain ourselves. And in like Casey will pull both the monster manual and the player's handbook out. Like infinite replayability. I'm telling you.
what are you gonna do if you like
Just
lose all your
fully,
dice?
like lost it at that point. Just, like, everything's so ridiculous. Like whatever.
John, I think your captions broke. I sent you a new link.
Oh no. Okay, I will fix
Oh
those.
my god. Oh my god. Oh.
Hmm?
I mean, when we get to safety, I'm down.
I did actually have a game planned for all of you when I got there. So I guess whenever Shaw here can fly us out of this hellhole. It's weird. When I said I can't wait to leave this hellhole all of senior year, I kind of just meant going to college, actually.
There's a sort of the silence is sort of like as like that Casey says that the silence is sort of like broken by like Shaw sort of like snorting and starting in his sleep, and then just sort of there's a moment where you all look to see if he wakes up, and then he just sort of shifts a little bit and like pulls his jacket closer up around himself.
Part of me really wants to get down to business, but also not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to just breathe for a second, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, can't last forever. But
No, but I'm trying really hard not to think about Gabby.
it feels bad not to think about her, but it feels bad to think about her too. she's okay.
Where do you
Becky
think
just
she'd
kind of
go?
nods quietly.
Do you think she'd come here? Or do you think she'd go to her house?
Either's a
Could be
safe
either
bet.
one. Yeah.
I mean, she's not here. We'd know, right? But
I think she'd come here though. Like she knows that we would go here.
and I mentioned that the quarantine zone was here, so
Maybe I can get kind of some lay of the land at the top. Maybe I can go up to the top and get a lookout.
Hmm. Yeah. See if there's any
Maybe.
cars.
See if there's anything, you know? I got my binoculars. I'll bring a snack. And just take a quick look, and I'll let you know what I see.
yeah.
I'll
Okay.
go with you. I could
Okay.
I'd rather not. Still, right now.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Okay. The two of you, Frankie and Kit, leave the nurse's office and head over towards where you know there's roof access, and you know because you've probably tried to get up there a few times and been stopped by staff. But yeah, it's not too far away from where like your social studies classroom was. Uh, so as you make your way to the door, you can see like where like there's stairs that lead up to where there's like a just a little dead end hallway that on one side has like a janitorial closet, and on the or like a not a janitorial like a storage closet, and then directly in front of you at the end of the little like stub of hallway is the door that like has roof access. It does not appear to be locked from the inside. But yeah, so you as you kind of like tentatively push it open, you look out and you can see the very sort of like almost gravelly textured roof around you.
Look at that. We finally made it up here without getting caught, huh?
Stupid.
Took a zombie apocalypse.
Oh great, there's no one here to stop us.
I'm just, you know.
No, I know. You're good. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look with the binoculars. Let me know if you want to take a look as well. I'm gonna look out and see what I can see.
Sure. You scan. It's nighttime, or at least close enough to it that visibility is difficult. But as you kind of scan the surrounding area, um, it's you don't see any movement. At least not close to the high school. As you kind of peer towards the edge of town, you can see where there are like a few roving bands of infected that just sort of seem to be wandering. Uh, yeah, mostly like not no like big horde situation or anything like that. Just like groups of twos and threes mostly.
Anything?
Undead. Here and there. Everywhere.
Big surprise.
Yeah, this is this is definitely something, huh?
You're really good at words, you know that, right? Like,
Thanks.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of
No, it's
practice.
okay. I'm great at them too. So
Yeah. Things are just so crazy. Sorry, what? What were we gonna say?
the same thing, pretty much. It's just weird.
No. I know it's like it's reality, but it's so it doesn't feel like it at the same time. It's sunk in, but I don't
Like a bad
No.
dream.
Yeah. Exactly. Except we're not waking up.
Yeah. I think she's gonna walk a little closer to like the side of the roof and like look off. Kind of stand closer to the edge. It's I don't know. I don't know. I just everything feels wrong, you know?
Frankie will kind of like step up to the side alongside you and kind of look down and yeah. Want a hug?
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
I know.
Frankie's just arms are open. Sorry, I'm so slow.
She's just gonna like lean into him. She's like not gonna move her arms, but she's gonna lean like into his shoulder.
You know what?
Freeman's.
You know what? This is just.
It froze on the perfect position.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was just like, "Come here, buddy."
Really? During an emotional moment? Really?
I know, right?
I'm
Just cut away. We'll
We'll come back. Just imagine that. Really sweet.
Mhm. Yeah, Casey is like going through their notebook and like some of the bookmarks that they have in the monster manual and stuff. And like they I feel like they arrive at the undead section and they look over at Maisel. They're like, this whole bit feels in really poor taste now, huh? Just gonna like that classic spread with like the big like minotaur skeleton and everything else on it. Like maybe we just don't play these.
I don't play undead, but and Maisel's gonna get up and stretch and go over to presumably a whiteboard or something in this room. It's still a school.
Mm-hmm.
It's the nurse's office, but they got a whiteboard. Sure, why not?
Not gonna need any of these anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for like a pen or a dry erase or whatever just around. All right, uncap, put it in. So what the fuck do you know about any of what's things that's going on?
Casey snaps both of the books shut and is just like, is this explicit permission to do what I do best?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And I hand
I'm just gonna snatch the marker away from you. Okay.
I just now realized, I'm very sorry, I just now realized that I'd forgotten that I had muted myself on, like, not on Discord, but on OBS. because of
Oh,
background sounds. So, not the whole time, literally just like a few minutes ago, but like, yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
no, all I said was the whiteboard has nurses appointments on it. That's what I said. Hopefully the captions caught that, and y'all were. Anyway, continue. This is
All right.
going really great, you guys.
We're doing our best.
Tell me
Thank you for
another
bearing
one.
with us.
Um,
Yeah, Casey's gonna take the marker from Maisel and then just sort of give her like a little shoulder bump, and be like, okay, so, let's staple this shit together.
mhm.
Do you know? You said there was a. Okay, so on the one hand, Casey's just gonna write zombies question mark in the middle of the whiteboard. And then we'll just like over the question mark and put an exclamation point. Underline that a few times. Principal issue, right?
Mhm.
So like, and then Casey's gonna write the date that like the quarantine happened,
Mhm.
and then they'll stop for a second and just say, didn't you guys, something like happened while you were out camping, right?
Yes. It happened. It didn't happen on the day that the quarantine started. It happened the day we left. The day we left the campsite, a weird, giant black pillar erupted from the ground, presumably, or landed. One of the two. We didn't see it in the sky, but there was a mock earthquake in the campsite where we were, and over in a long distance through Frankie's binoculars, we saw a like giant black spire in the distance.
Right. Okay, well, I think we're probably too far from any of the suspected sites of Area 51 outside, the one that, people found out about a few years ago and were like, hey, let's storm Area 51, like that was ever going to work. Anyway, probably too far for it to be that.
There's a voice suddenly from behind you. You just hear like, we've been calling them monoliths.
There's more than one. Hi, welcome back to the world of living. I'm so... wait, Mana, I'm gonna write that down, actually. Hold on, and you feel free to chime in here, and like Casey will write, like, was in the middle of writing, like, spire, crosses it out, and writes monolith.
Yeah, Shaw he like takes the jacket off of himself, and then like, with somewhat difficulty, one armed, puts his jacket kind of like around his shoulders and leans forward in the chair. He says, we don't know where they came from, but they kind of showed up around the same time these things did. At least around the first sightings.
Casey's just gonna draw a line between quarantine and then monolith to zombies and be like, okay, that can't be a coincidence, right?
Well, nothing's a coincidence, probably, but when was that? When was the first sighting?
He kind of like frowns for a moment and says, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months ago, the first one.
Huh.
Somewhere, the first one was in the Antarctic. At least that's what I know. After that, there was another one. He says, let me think. It was either Australia or Russia was next. I don't remember, but yeah.
Okay, so presumably there's any kind of awareness to these. They land or they come, like, burst out of the ground?
As far as we can tell, they burst out of the ground.
Yeah, that seems
Okay.
right. We didn't see anything in the sky, and it just earthquake, then this thing appeared.
Radiation of any kind?
Honestly, I'm already saying more than I know. This has been kept on a pretty need-to-know basis, so...
Man,
Fair.
I wouldn't give for like a Geiger counter or something. Oh well. Okay, so we have spooky monoliths bursting out of the ground all over the globe for a few months, and now we have zombies, presumably not radiation sickness, because like nobody's been getting sick like that, and that doesn't like make people zombies. It just kind of kills you.
I assume it's a disease of transmission of bite, like classic zombie, but I guess I don't know.
Well, yes and no. As far as we know, he like says, "May I?" He walks up and holds out his hand for the marker.
Okay.
As far as we
Casey will
know,
hand
their bites are fatal eventually. Time varies, but as far as we can tell, excuse me. I don't know what I took from that medicine cabinet, but it's anyway. He says, as far as we can tell, he kind of hesitates for a moment, looks at you guys, and just says, the bite isn't the transmission point of infection. As far as we can tell at this time, we're all already infected.
So it sets in after we drop dead, and
More
then
or
you get
less.
back up.
So we're all infected, and then the bite just kind of like kills us and then activates it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's transmission through bite too, like a concentrated dose of whatever this is. But
I mean, it's possible there was some kind of like weird bacteria or virus or something that was like underground that came up with these. But like, if it's a bunch of similar looking monoliths all over the globe, it feels intentional, right? Fucking mole men or something down there causing the zombie apocalypse.
I don't know about that, but this is pretty much what I know so far. What I know. There are military scientists who've been working on this, as well as some of the best minds still left on the planet, working on figuring this shit out.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but overwhelmingly, I bet you guys have only seen just like the kind of classic shambling fare, right? Nothing that like talked.
Talked? No, nothing like that.
Oh,
But
buddy,
he just says, he says,
Casey's
what?
gonna
But
reach for the marker.
it's not limited. He hands it to you. He says, not limited to just the shambling ones. We've got some that are a little faster, almost animal-like.
Haven't seen those. That's terrifying.
Those are pretty dangerous. They tend to run in packs. It's not pretty. I've seen a pack of those things tear apart a whole platoon. It's not great.
And I wish. I'm very glad we have a helicopter.
Well,
Cases
we have adjacent.
Hopefully have a helicopter. And then Case will write like pack hunters, shamblers, and then Case is gonna look over at Shaw and write Beetlejuice ? On the board.
Shaw just sort of like frowns at that, and
Okay.
as you begin the explanation, we'll cut back to the roof. Frankie and Kit just sort of standing, sort of arms around each other, just sort of staring off over the edge of the building out and towards town. Nothing around but the night sounds and distant echoing groans from what you can only imagine must be the infected.
You just get, Frankie just kind of gives you a little squeeze.
Sorry.
Why?
I don't do this. I don't.
Hugging at the edge of a roof, looking at all the undead? Nope, same. This is all
I
new
guess
to
no
me.
one does, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Just glad that in all this, I'm with the gang. And I'm glad you're here.
too.
We're gonna find everyone, and everything's gonna be all right. And we're gonna make things. We're gonna make things work. We're gonna make things work out. I don't think. I don't think there's going to be anything normal anymore. But we're gonna make a new one. I'm really bad at talking. Yep.
He's gonna pull away and like wipe a tear, like trying to hide it.
We're going to cut really quickly back about a year. As you, Frankie, are walking with the group during, well, basically after the end of a movie that y'all went to see together. People are discussing, rides and who's going with who. And Frankie, you and Kit sort of like are towards the back of the group, as everybody is sort of like having like the animated discussion about like whose vehicle is empty enough to have like and clean enough to have people in it, and if we're taking multiple vehicles or just one. Yeah, it's a cold fall evening. As y'all are kind of bundled up, there's not as much traffic on the streets at this point in time, having been the end of both rush hour and the dinner rush. There's just a few stragglers on the street coming from the movie theater. As Maisel and Casey are sort of getting into one of their like sort of friendly spats about like teasing each other over like car maintenance and cleanliness, you can see like to the next to you, you can kind of you get a sense of Kit's sort of like watching this all from like a distance, just kind of like taking it in, sort of an unreadable expression on her face at the moment.
Hey. What's up?
Nothing. It's just funny. I don't know. Appreciating the inconsequential drama of it all.
I don't even know what that means.
I mean, I can tell you for one, I don't have a car, so I'm not gonna get like involved in that. Like,
Yeah. Fair.
Somewhere in the background, Casey has like taken one of the many boba straws discarded in the back of Maisel's car and fired a milk dud out of it at her to tease her. Like,
I don't know. Let's go ahead.
I don't have a car. I have a bike, a bicycle.
Yeah.
So, I don't have that problem either.
She's literally gonna like pick up her foot, like, and like kind of off balance, try to hold up her combat boots. Like, I got these, and then she like stumbles over a little bit, like catches herself on a wall. Yeah.
the big bad, it turns out it's not the zombies that's going to get us this time.
Mhm.
It's the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Nope.
Nope.
It's literally only when Freeman has seen.
Right? Yeah.
Which is impressive because his internet worked perfectly the entire time Casey was corkboarding.
Yep.
And in the instant that we cut back to Frankie.
I don't know how well this is gonna work.
All right. So, Frankie, I'm just in this moment as I'll say and back kind of to the present, sort of thinking back on this moment. How does Frankie remember feeling in that moment? Watching kind of Kit sort of stumble, sort of the sort of joking atmosphere in the background that y'all are sort of like a little bit separated from at the moment. How does Frankie remember feeling in that moment?
Sort of like a little bit confused at how he felt, because he was like, he thought it was super cute, and like started feeling things that he didn't feel before.
You kind of, as you're sort of coming out of that memory, you kind of turn, noticing Kit having turned away after your last words. She's wiping her face, looking away from you.
Are you kidding me?
He's frozen again. Oh, nope.
I was frozen. I missed that. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I don't
No,
know what's
just-
going on.
Yeah. No, just that you noticed after your words, Kit turned away from you, and he's gone again.
The suspense.
There's so much.
The...
No, that's not great.
No.
the...
Truly not great.
Okay. So, Frankie, as you kind of like finish your sort of like last statement and finish sort of, you kind of come out of that memory, you turn and you see Kit, sort of facing away from you, sort of wiping her face.
I kind of wipe a tear off with handkerchief of some kind, like kind of folded up handkerchief, and all right.
Where'd you even get that?
I'm prepared, you know.
In hankies, okay.
I do. I'm always, I try to be always prepared, you know. You know that. Don't worry, it's clean.
I wasn't worried until you said that, but okay.
Well, you know, I wanted, you know, we're in the zombie land, so I just wanted you to know this one is clean. No zombie anything on it. So there's that. But you know, I'm always, you know,
You're an idiot, you know that, right? Like,
yeah. I feel it.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You are, as you're standing there, Frankie, you catch movement out of the corner of your eye, and as you sort of turn towards it, you actually see you see a pair of headlights traveling through town. Not far away. But there's distinctly a vehicle. You can't make out any details about it because it's pretty dark, but you can see that there are headlights.
Sorry, were they coming towards us or just in? Or just
It in a sort of indirect kind of way, meandering through town.
Do you see that? Headlights. Ooh.
Great. We should go tell them.
Yeah. Right.
It's like why we came up here, right?
Mhm. Yes, let's go. Okay, let's do that.
Y'all make your way down to back to the nurse's office, where you can see just like full swing like corkboarding, but it's more like whiteboarding. But
Casey is in the middle of explaining the plot of every single Beetlejuice movie to Lieutenant Shaw.
He's just like, I've seen them, right? I have. Okay, no, keep going. Wait.
No, but I'm just there might be something Oh.
Yeah. So like, I hate to interrupt you in your natural habitat, but there's like a car or something.
Oh shit. Like, hold on, I've got a flare in my backpack. Should we go like wave it around on the roof or something?
I mean, I don't know if it's like. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do we have? Did Gabby have a radio or?
Your
Nope.
phone, because we still have both walkies, right? Frankie,
We
you
have
have one, and then
I have one.
Maisel, you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the walkies.
Hmm?
Yeah, we have the walkies, but Gabby only had her phone.
Yeah.
I mean, flare it up.
Yeah, I think.
Shaw just sort of like goes, well, do you know which way they were heading? I mean,
No, didn't seem like any real direct route. They're meandering through town.
okay. Yeah, let's be real careful about bringing anyone here. But, yeah.
Well, I mean, if they're able to drive, they're probably not a fucking zombie. So.
Yeah, that's not the worst things out there.
Casey's eyes flip momentarily back to like the several times circled Beetlejuice, and their eyes narrow a bit, and then they just kind of shake their head like.
God, I hope Beetlejuice can't drive a car.
Justin just sort of looks. He's like, that's not gonna stick, is it? I'm not calling him that.
How many times have you said it?
Me? A lot.
I've definitely been calling him exclusively Beetlejuice or the Lich, so.
Cool. So everything's fine. You know.
He hasn't shown up yet, so.
At this point, as you are sort of like moving towards like the door to the nurse's office, you hear from some like echoing through the hallways the sounds of like glass crunching. From somewhere, sort of like somebody stepping on glass.
I'm gonna pull my knife out.
Casey's gonna grab their tire iron.
Yeah. Shaw like sort of hefts the assault rifle, one armed, the other in a sling, and he just sort of says,
Casey.
"All right, stay behind me."
Here, I can be a flashlight over your shoulder or something if you want.
Kill that for now.
Okay.
Says, just be ready to turn it on when I say so.
I'm like right up behind Shaw,
Okay.
like towards the front.
You all sort of creep through the hallways towards the sound, and as you get closer, you don't hear like footsteps per se, but every once in a while you'll hear the sound, like some kind of quiet, sort of muffled sound that could be something moving, but it's hard to say. And as you kind of creep, you reach a corner, and Shaw sort of holds up the sling hand, sort of says, and like leans up against the corner, and just sort of very slowly looks around, and he like whips around the corner and goes, "Now!"
Casey'll like just step a little bit like halfway out from around them and turn on the flashlight.
As you like whip around the corner, like another flashlight turns on towards you, and there's just yelling back and forth, and then suddenly y'all recognize Gabby.
And Casey will fully drop the flashlight and just tackle hug Gabby.
I try to catch the flashlight before it hits the ground.
Here?
So it doesn't break.
You're alive! Oh my god, you're alive!
I've got a crowbar in one hand.
Currently just pressed against you
And
because there's
a
Casey and
ripped
Maisel.
And a ripped up like car seat cushion in the other. Try-
Yeah.
You guys are here.
Yeah,
I just start crying and I hug whoever is in front of me. Whoever's except in the weird like.
Yeah.
I go in and I start to like just run and do a hug and then I realize, hold on, I don't know you. I don't say that, but that's the expression on my face.
And he's just sort of like
And I
standing
just
there like,
Kit.
yeah, he's just
Or whoever is up front.
yeah.
This is our friend that we were telling you about that was, that we left behind at the gas station with Beetlejuice.
I sort of put that together. Says, you all right? You look you're good? You're not injured?
Are you all right? Because you look like shit.
Says, she's fine. And he like turns around and just like he goes past like in the direction that Gabby came from, like just sort of like looking and just like clearly trying to like secure whatever direction Gabby just came from.
That's Shaw. He's got a helicopter, kind of.
A helicopter. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean it. You look fine. Just a little tired.
Maisel's just gonna like do the very big mom thing of just like moving your head, like just like looking for injuries all over your body.
Ow, 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 ow. No, not. I don't twist that way. You hear? No, I guess at how old am I? 17. My joints aren't popping like they do today. It's okay. You know, it doesn't sound like a ghost.
So it's the zombie
I can't
apocalypse.
believe you're all here.
I can't believe you're here.
You made it.
Yeah, what she said.
I'm just gonna real quick do a cut. Gabby, it is the day before. You are currently like the windows to the vehicle that you have like locked yourself in. There is no visibility out of them because there are just bodies pressed against it.
Windshield wiper ain't helping.
Yeah, it's they are just right up pressed against. You can see faces, but like more often than not, they're sort of like moving past as they push each other out of the way. And as you like continually just like sitting there honking the horn, there's a moment where in between, sort of a break in between them, you can see a figure sort of standing in the still open doorway of the gas station, wearing a pinstripe suit. He turns his head slowly and looks directly at you, Gabby, but you don't get a good look at him in between all of the things. But you can see as he takes a step towards you and then is immediately covered up by this moment, Gabby, it occurs to you that while you were siphoning fuel from this car, you didn't actually finish that job.
As that hits me, I am going to... I don't imagine there's a key in the ignition?
No, there is not.
Alright. I'm gonna... I can hotwire from the inside, right?
Presumably.
Presumably, I think.
I mean, you know, Gabby has learned a lot of strange skills. You know, like siphoning fuel.
Yes.
And
is it a manual?
Hmm.
Because I think there's a thing you can do with manual cars where you sort of like jump in.
We'll say for the sake of this, we're calling Hollywood rules on this one. So, like, theoretically, Gabby would...
Don't at me, car nerds in the chat.
Theoretically, Gabby would have some, like, idea... Probably has never done it, but has, a theory, like, the theory down of how to, like, hotwire a vehicle.
Yeah. I've seen enough, YouTube videos.
I'm gonna call this a grit roll for you, Gabby. This is a grit roll. You need a 12.
Okay, that's good. And yes, you can hotwire a car from the inside if you pull the plastic cover down on the steering column. And I'm sure I've got little bits and pieces to help me through that, so that'll be fine.
Yep.
Grit. So I can take half, which unfortunately is only 10. So
On a
more than that.
Yep.
I've got a d20. How many? I have 1 adversity token. Heyo.
All right. What'd you get? 9. Ooh. So you like pull the plastic off the steering column and just like pull wires.
Doesn't the adversity token help at all?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
It's not going to help you get there. But you sit there and you like start sparking the wires together.
I'm stressed. I'm freaking out.
And as you do, you hear a crash as like one of them breaks through one of the rear windows, and you kind of like glance back, and you can see as like an arm is sort of like reaching through, just yeah.
Gonna tear through the glove box as well and just quickly like see if there's anything I can have to defend myself with. Oh well, no, I still have the hiking stick. I have the hiking stick.
Yeah.
And the trash can lid.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna look at that in a moment of panic, throw the trash can lid at it, and just try to keep hot wiring.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm gonna release the e-brake in the hopes that maybe there's some sort of momentum with all the bodies as well.
Okay.
We'll kind of start the car rolling.
Yeah, you just kind of like throw the car into neutral and just sort of like, yeah, and you can actually already feel like it seems like there's more of them like in front of you than behind, so the car starts kind of going in reverse a little bit.
That's okay, because I can still steer.
Yep. So you sit there kind of like trying to steer with your elbows while also trying to like, or like with your knees while trying to spark the thing.
I'm underneath and like propping my shoulder, bracing it against the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And trying to like go like that. And see if I can get the wires to connect.
Okay. I want you to give me
9.
another. I want you to give me another grit roll, and this one's gonna be an 11. You've helped yourself a little bit. Here. But
I'm using
yeah.
a different d20 this time.
Okay.
Clean 50% chance. It's a clean 50% chance.
You got this. You got this.
Now I get a 15.
All right. This time, as you're sort of sitting there sparking, you hear another crash as the passenger side window gets smashed in, and just as that happens, at the exact same moment, you get that satisfying engine turning over as it just sort of. And yeah, with that, you Yeah, you get that engine turning over as you look down at the gauge, at the fuel gauges and whatever. You don't have very much, but you have enough to get out of here.
Yep.
All right. So, Gabby, I'm gonna need, as you start like driving, I'm gonna need a flight roll from you.
Yep.
I'm gonna need you're gonna need a 7.
7. I only have a D6 for flight.
Oh, just, I mean, you have a much higher chance to explode on this die.
What'd you
I
get?
rolled a 5.
Okay.
Oh.
What do I need to explode? A 6?
You need a
Does it
6,
count
yeah.
if I use adversity tokens?
No, it does not.
Damn. I can't explode my adversity.
No.
You did get an adversity token from your failed
That's
roll
true.
earlier, so you do have 2 adversity
I have.
tokens.
And you now have another one. You now have another one for failing this. So like, so you have 3 now, which unfortunately,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, it's okay, guys. We know I survived.
So yeah, you
It is
reverse.
cool, it's fine.
You reverse, unfortunately, into one of those like those like concrete pillar things that they're always like painted yellow or whatever. This one's all like chipped and fading. You like reverse into it, just sort of, being unable to see behind you with all the like the crush of bodies behind you. You just sort of
Hoping that caused some to fly off the car.
yeah, the momentum did cause a couple of them to kind of like slide back, and yeah. You can see the ones ahead of you. There's like a couple that are still on the hood, like trying to reach you, but they've sort of slid back a little. There's the you can still see like a vague silhouette of a pinstripe clad figure walking very slowly towards you. And Gabby, you as you like turn the wheel quickly, trying to like get out of here. I'm gonna need another flight roll. You need a 6 on this one.
I think you're being nice.
No, there's
So-
reasons for this one.
Remind me. Adversity token.
They-
I can add one.
Yep, you add 1 per adversity token. Yep. What'd you get?
I got a 4. I'm gonna use 2 of my adversity tokens.
Perfect.
To get me
Go.
Worth it.
Yeah. So after like as you reversed, you were able to like extract yourself from the main crush of them before you were like stopped, which allows you to sort of like turn the wheel quickly and like acting fast. You're able to like get through the crowd before it reconvenes around you. And you push through them, knocking quite a few of them out of the way as you like slowly begin to accelerate, just sort of pushing them, like kind of gently actually, just sort of pushing through the zombie crowd as you accelerate then out of the parking lot of the gas station. The sort of momentum of your turn causing the ones on the hood to just sort of slide off.
Get a nice fishtail action.
Yeah, you look behind you, and eventually, like over the course of like the next few minutes, you lose the ones that are like still on the trunk too. But as you pull out of that parking lot and just sort of tires screeching, you look in the rearview mirror and you just see that pinstripe figure still walking towards you, and then you lose him over a hill, and then you're gone.
I'm going to be hysterically alternating between laughter and crying.
Yeah.
As I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't believe that I am driving away.
Yeah.
And there's like that one thought, that random intrusive thought in the back of my mind, like, you don't have a driver's license yet. Shut up, you. Who's gonna pull me over here?
All right. So, you drive into the night through the storm, Gabby. And at one point, like as you're driving through the night, still trying to figure out, like, you know, the next town over where you told your friends you'd meet them is your hometown of Springview. And as you continue driving, you're looking for any signs of the city ahead of you, but it occurs to you at some point that there probably wouldn't be any lights to guide by. So as you continue driving, you're kind of like looking for road signs, anything that'll help you like navigate. And sometime around midnight or so, as you're driving, thinking like, did I miss it? All of a sudden you see a bright red light shoot up into the sky ahead of you, illuminate the clouds for a moment, and then as it falls, sort of fizzle out. Recognizing, yeah, you recognize the sign of an emergency flare, and you, as you drive a little bit further, you then see exactly what you were waiting for: signs for the exit for Springview, and around the time that the sun starts coming up, you would be reaching the outskirts of town. We will take a moment here and cut back to present. As y'all are sort of gathered around, you've kind of gathered back in the nurse's office, Shaw having, like, made sure that Gabby's entry point is secure. You come back into the relative safety of the central location of the nurse's office. Shaw just sort of looks around and says, "All right, look, we're secure for now, but it's going to be a hard push to the chopper tomorrow, so I'm going to need all of you to get as much rest as you can. I guess I've kind of already had mine, so I'll keep an eye out."
Hey, sir? Right? Yeah.
Just Shaw is fine. Or Justin.
I'm sorry I was rude earlier.
No,
I didn't expect to see someone else here with my friends, and last time we ran into strange adults, no offense. They shot at us.
Yeah. Like I said, like I said earlier to your friends, the infected aren't the worst things out there.
Oh no. No, they're not.
Alright, everybody try to get some sleep, and we'll figure this out in the morning.
I don't know if I can sleep. I just say to the group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shaw, by the way, has, like, left the nurse's office and is, like, you can hear him walking through the hall outside, sort of patrolling around.
I think Maisel's just gonna go up to Gabby and just, like, just be as close as possible. Just so excited that you're alive.
Yeah, like Casey, I think is part of the, like, I think there's just a cuddle puddle forming over here.
While my voice has steadied, the tears haven't really stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Coming down.
I think Casey will just
And I don't
slip
really
her
know
hand.
what to say.
I think Casey will just slip her hand into Gabby's.
Holding hands is fine. I'm glad you guys made it. This place was really hard to find. And my sense of direction isn't great.
Did you ever actually take your driver's test?
Yes.
I don't
Liar.
believe you.
It's a lie.
I did. No, I did. It just, I liked it so much, I decided to go and take it again. But I think that was probably, I think we may have to reschedule now.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
I don't know how the lines are going to be at the DMV. It isn't during the apocalypse, but if experience
Now might
is
be
anything to go
best
by.
time. Although DMV was kind of full of zombies already, could be worse, or about the same. I don't know.
Casey is cackling at that.
I think it'll be just sort of like a gradual, like, camera pan out sort of situation as y'all are, like, laughing at your jokes at the expense of the DMV. And
Oh boy.
Okay, so I think we will cut to morning as y'all are sort of waking up. You can see the sort of like cold kind of gray light from outside sort of coming through the frosted windows in the nurse's office. And you see sort of as you come to you see sort of Shaw standing in the doorway with his back to you, like the door sort of like closed, like kind of onto his shoulder. He's just sort of standing, leaning on the door jamb. And as he hears movement behind him, he turns. And he says, "Good timing. I was just about to wake you guys up."
Morning. What time is it?
Well, couldn't exactly say, but he says I lost my watch when he kind of gestures to his arm. He says,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he says, we have a new problem.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't like that. Is the problem that we don't have coffee? Because I hope that's the problem.
No.
I thought so.
You're gonna need to see this for yourselves. And as y'all are sort of like stirring and like getting up, you follow him out, and he leads you to like the roof access. As you get up to the roof, you step out into the sort of like the cold gray morning. The storm has passed, but the clouds that's left in its wake are still very present. And as you step out onto the roof, it takes you a few moments as you kind of like blink the sleep from your eyes, looking out over the town. And you see exactly what Shaw is talking about. Frankie and Kit, last night when you were on the roof, you saw a few stragglers, small groups. But as you look out over the town now, the streets are moving. You can't tell exactly how many there are, but it seems like overnight a large horde swept into town and is currently populating its streets.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
I'm looking for
Beetlejuice.
specifically, yeah, for Beetlejuice.
You don't-
I'm sure you filled me in on the name. Do we see any trace of the pinstriped asshole?
No. There's no way to like really see that from here, as it's just sort of like a mass of moving bodies. But as you're kind of like looking in that direction, Shaw just sort of like vaguely waves his hand across the scene. And he says, "If I had to guess, given your story about what happened, I'd guess that they walked through the night. And they followed you. The sounds of your car, anyway."
Just walked in the direction. I mean, it's a straight shot from.
Oh, I led them here?
Well, more or less. Yeah, one vehicle getting out in front of a horde, that's one thing. 2 vehicles makes it much easier.
That's a very long time to not get distracted.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. There's a lot of open country between here and there. My guess is by getting away from him, you pissed off the pinstripe guy.
Great.
We're gonna need to figure out a way through that, because he like points over in the direction of the football stadium. He says, "Because that's where I landed, and as you can see," and he kind of gestures vaguely in between where you can see like kind of some of the thickest parts of the horde.
Oh, think, Casey. Think you've ditched school enough times.
There's not a lot of undergroundness that we could do. Could try to No, there's not enough buildings to parkour it like Assassin's Creed.
I was thinking about that too. Ugh.
I don't think I could.
Maybe Operation Maisel blows up a car again.
See, that was my other thought.
Shaw
is
just
that
goes.
we-
He's like.
Maybe a few cars though. It might be a few.
I mean,
cars.
We'd have to get a lot of explosives to do like sustained enough damage, but they would also see us.
I mean, we've got a whole chem lab in this school somewhere, right? There's got to be something in there.
Wait. Okay, you're onto something though.
Yeah.
You know that experiment, like, okay, you know that they've at the very least they've got alcohol, like isopropyl alcohol. They've got pure sodium and probably distilled water, and all of those things make big loud fucking noises. I mean, if we get like a big ol' like if we could figure out a way to rig up a couple of buckets of water and a few big chunks of salt from the chem lab.
And don't we have flares? I mean, one of you set off a flare last night, right?
That was me.
Or Shaw.
I've got like a road flare.
Yeah, he says I've got maybe one more of those things, and yeah. As for explosives,
Better than
I've got
that.
some, but they're in the helicopter, so not
Mhm.
useful right now.
Okay. What if
Oh,
we
We've
assume
got a
that we
janitor's
had
closet. Oh, go ahead.
Assuming we have a route plotted out, what if we make the school or a part of the school, like on the roof or on the window somewhere, a light show or explosion of some kind, like you were saying earlier, and then have them come to the school and then have our route plotted? Is that an idea, maybe?
I mean, it's really the most accessible place we've got right now, but there is the danger,
Yeah.
of course, that if we bring them here, we might not be able to get around them in time for the distraction to work.
That's what I was thinking, that we'd have to like funnel them in one specific spot, make them not be able to come in any other way than one spot.
I mean,
We've got like the cafeteria or like.
I
the
ideally we could send
auditorium.
them somewhere else, but shit.
I don't.
Are there any bikes out front of the school?
Oh, that definitely. There definitely would be. Yes.
Oh wait. Are we finally getting bikes?
Roll credits.
Are we finally getting kids on bikes?
He
I know.
he kind of like, you can see Shaw just sort of like thinks for a moment and goes, no. I was just thinking the outer wall, the kind of makeshift wall that they put together during the quarantine. There were quite a few fire engines that were being used to sort of make up that wall, but there's too fucking many of them between here and there. There's no way. Nobody would make it there. That would be perfect if we could funnel them out to the outer wall, but I'm not sure. I think that's a non-starter.
How far is that from here? I'll look or
Says-
ask.
It's about 8 blocks through that, and he like points where you can see there's like, in the direction he's pointing, you can see just like a huge knot of like probably a couple hundred of them. So it'd be
I
nice,
don't
but
like the idea of splitting the party up and sending anyone out
no.
there. We're not doing that again.
Never.
Okay.
Grab Gabby's hand.
So then we'll work with what we've got right here at the high school. We can try to funnel them into specific areas. I like the idea of the cafeteria, big open spot, confusing enough for them to sort of wander around for a while. If we get enough of them in there, they might churn the place up and have a difficult time getting out through each other.
Yeah.
Do we know if the sprinkler system still works? Can we put acid in the sprinklers?
He goes,
I don't think.
Still be in the building though.
yeah, we might not have the time to rig something like that up. Besides, I'm not a plumber.
Set up a sprinkler system when we're still in the building that's full of acid.
Yeah, probably. Not.
Because it doesn't just do one room
Yeah,
at a time.
that's a good point.
But Justin, like Shaw thinks for a moment, says,
Oh, you're the smart one.
if we can get them into the cafeteria, we can we can set up ahead of time. We can line the whole, like, all the walls, all the entrances, everything with alcohol or something flammable. And as soon as they get inside,
I still have a gas can.
he nods. Says, probably not going to be using that anytime soon anyway.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have to go on foot from here. Otherwise, we're just going to draw him back to us.
Soak a bunch of shit in gas, get him in there. You could even,
The noise in the cafeteria.
So I think I saw most of what's left of the PA system left in the auditorium when I was in there.
I could probably rig that up.
They seem to like music.
They do. They like loud noises. We've got a bunch of little alcohol bottles and gas. We could rig that all up to below. Plus, cafeteria has ovens in the back. Just have those going. Just in case. Easily catch fire.
Okay. I think this could work.
Fun.
How much time do you think we have to set this up?
He kind of
I
like...
can run down to the chem lab and see what I can find in there.
He glances around and he says, hard to say, but it's only a matter of time before they start wandering over this way, so I'd say we move fast and, pray.
Okay, I, aced chem, so, I'm down to... Gabby, if you want to... can try and make a bomb.
Way to throw your grades around again, honor roll.
I can't help it, okay?
I know, I missed it.
Shaw just sort of frowns and says, there's still the matter of us getting out and around the horde.
Frankie, what do you think's the best route?
Do I recall anything from my binocular gazing yesterday about a route that would be good?
There's a possibility that, like, there is a possibility that you could slip out through, like, not like the parking lot that you parked in, but like where like the bus barn is, where they like basically keep all the buses. Maybe even use the buses for like cover.
For cover, exactly, yeah. And then we could slip out that way. If we need to use the buses for cover, or even jump in the bus, and I hope we don't get stuck in a bus. But if we have to, then we can access a bus and go from there. But that's there's no good way to get out of here. As you saw, as you showed us, this is pretty much this is bad. But I think that is a chance, that route. So, what do you think?
As good as any.
Okay. We'll have to be fast. As soon as this thing is lit, we all have to go.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like looks around and just sort of like unsure exactly who to like look at. He just goes, you, and he like points to Maisel. He says, do you have, if you could get one of the school maps or something like that, we can plan our route.
Yeah.
He says, he points to Casey. He says, chemistry?
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of points to like the rest of you. He says, if you can help me just move some stuff to help funnel them into the cafeteria. I saw a few parked cars outside that we can try to like rig up into a funnel so that when they come in, their easiest route is to the cafeteria.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Casey is gonna just like race off, and you know, like those big like rolling things that like the gym that are in like a lot of like school gyms that they put the like basketballs and other balls and things in. And Casey is just gonna get one of those and like basically roll it down to the like anytime they go past a janitor's closet, they just like open it and rate it for all any like household chemicals inside it, and then they start like booking it down to the chemistry lab.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand my car keys to Kit. Take whatever you think take whatever you think we can carry, but say goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, and so now we enter into basically like the like preparing montage, you know, where you've got like Casey in the chem lab just sort of grabbing stuff, setting them on the cart. Frankie and Kit helping Shaw like push cars into like position. Gabby like hauling the PA system from the auditorium into the cafeteria. Maisel with a marker on the school map, just sort of like plotting out the shortest route to like the bus barn. Yeah. Casey and Shaw then later working to sort of like spread some of the concoction around the cafeteria and like setting it all up.
Casey has like filled a giant, like one of the big mop buckets with all of the distilled water from the chem lab, and they've got like a block like this fucking big of pure sodium that they just like took out of Mr. Stevenson's cabinet, and they're like, we can make something go really, like we can make a very loud noise exactly one time.
Okay. Yeah. Shaw will just sort of like look over at Frankie and just sort of like grab the water bottle that Frankie's holding and just sort of push it back. Says, maybe keep that away from this.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to keep as many like brooms and mops and just like thread them through like any of the cafeteria doors, so they have to stay in the cafeteria.
Hell yeah.
So they can't like open the door and go somewhere else. Like we just close them into the cafeteria as much as we can.
Sounds good. There's like we'll see like there's like a moment in the montage as like Shaw is like opening closets and like looks at one and goes, oh, hell yes, and like reaches in and like pulls out like an oak baseball bat, and says, oh, he just kind of swings it a little bit. Says, I could work with this. He like looks over to where there's like a toolbox and just says, picks up a nail gun and just sort of goes, okay.
Oh.
Your dreams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raid the adventure mobile while we're like moving all the cars into position and stuff, and start passing supplies to Gabby and Frankie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you like pass the supplies, the others like sort of are like looking through them, pulling essentials, and just making sure that like they're all like packed and ready to go.
Heavy stuff at the top, lighter stuff at the bottom. Okay.
Also, I just want you all to know, because I know you can't hear it, but like I have epic montage music going. Anyway, it's fine. All right. At the end of it, as Shaw just like it's just like all of you gathered around and Shaw looking around saying, okay, not bad. Let's no time like the present.
Yeah. I took a picture of the route on my phone.
Okay.
So I'm just like waiting.
Sounds good.
Just waiting.
All right.
I also turned on all of the ovens in the cafeteria. In like
Sounds
the
good.
kitchen. Just to be like, just in case.
Yep. Sounds good. So we'll cut to Frankie and Kit on the roof once again sighting. Just making sure. Waiting for like the horde to pass, like the majority of the horde to pass into like optimal range, basically. Yeah. you hear the because obviously Shaw has his radio, so you hear Shaw's voice come over the walkie saying, "All right, let us know the moment that horde comes within 3 blocks of the school."
I nod,
No.
and then realize that he can't hear me nod.
Will do. Over.
All right.
Casey is standing there with an aux cable and the sound system in the auditorium.
Okay.
Yeah. Think it's gonna work?
It has to. Yeah. It's gonna work.
Got this.
Okay. There's a moment as y'all are watching. You see like the outer edge of the horde start kind of meandering close enough, just to within range.
Hmm.
I think I like panic a little bit and like grab his arm. Yep.
I grab your hand. Sorry. And I'm just gonna give it a little kiss.
Radio, do the thing. Tell them.
Oh, hey, we are ready.
Understood. Over. And then Shaw turns to you, Case, and goes, "All right, go for it. Bring him in."
Clicks it in, and the Beastie Boys sabotage starts just blasting
Yes.
max volume through the entire school.
Thank you.
It's every time it's a scene like this. Come on.
Yep.
Absolutely just starts blaring through the school's like awful tinny PA system.
Yeah. All right. Frankie, Kit, you see up top, you watch as the horde instantaneously, they all like kind of turn towards the blaring noise, and begin shuffling towards the school.
Hi, Tierna.
I'd say that it's go
No,
time.
I definitely squeeze his hand and like start moving towards the door.
Let's go.
And yeah, over the walkie, I'll be like, "Okay, Kit, Frankie, you go this way," and I'll like start doing like the man in the chair of like,
Yep.
"These are the hallways you go down to get out. Go, run, hold the back door open for us."
All right.
Okay.
I guess I'll be in because we're drawing them into the cafeteria, right?
Uh-huh.
So I will have finished setting up whatever crazy explosives that
Yeah. And like
Casey put together.
and right now, Gabby, in the cafeteria, you can smell like the gas from the stoves. Like you can smell it. It is permeating the area. Like it will take very little to set this place off.
Basil has
I'm
learned one
like
skill,
I
and
have
it
a
is
cloth
blow up.
over. Didn't someone have a lighter or something?
I
I'd
do.
love to do that thing where I run
Yeah.
out of the room
Mhm.
and just like
Yeah.
Yeah, throw
So-
a lighter in there.
Yeah.
keep going.
So yeah, you.
Casey grabbed a bunch of like Bic lighters too, I think, right?
We have a few.
Yeah, that's right. There's a whole like pack of them. Yeah.
Probably the last pack.
Yeah. Oh.
Emotional
Oh
support.
my God, emotional support.
All right. So, yeah, y'all wait in your positions, waiting as Gabby sort of waiting just on the outside of the cafeteria. You watch as the horde approaches and the first few of them begin entering the cafeteria, moving towards the loud blaring speakers of the PA system.
Yep.
All right. Gabby, as you're watching, you see them coming in. There's maybe only about there's about 8 inside, and as they're coming in, you hear like the blaring PA system suddenly just sort of garble and die.
Oh no. Oh no.
They are still they begin sort of like lose traction of direction, and they start sort of like, you can see through the windows of the cafeteria outside the horde sort of beginning to sort of spread kind of outside of the cafeteria.
Could I have a walkie-talkie as well?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably fair. Yeah.
Easy. What happened to the music? It stopped. The music stopped. They're walking away.
Can I try and figure out what went wrong, or?
Yeah, you're like, give me a brains roll. Actually, this is a perfect opportunity for a brains roll. I think you'll probably only need like an 8 on this one. So.
Okay. That is a 1.
Okay.
So that's
incredible. So Casey, very smart, a little bit panicky that the plan is not going according to plan. Go ahead and take that as yes. You kind of like look around. You're like, she just kind of like looks around like, you kind of.
I don't know. It's an old system. It probably just fucking shorted somewhere, dude. Like,
Turn it off and on again.
I'll try. Like, Casey's like flipping the switch on and off again, like
Yeah.
unplugging and replugging things.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that I'm with Gabby, because we're like 2 and 2. I think everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm with Gabby, and I will like bring Gabby to the back of the door and just start screaming.
I think
We start rapping. Scream rapping. Total, yo, it's a sabotage.
Can we hear this anywhere, like down the halls or anything?
I mean, I think you definitely would like. Yeah, you could probably hear it echoing. Yeah,
the
but you also
drama
like have the walkie-talkies and you've heard the
Yeah.
chatter. You've heard the chatter.
True, true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the radio from Frankie. Guys, shut up. Just get to where you need to go. It's fine.
I think
Just go. Just
The
move.
screaming.
Just move.
Shaw's voice comes over the radio. He's like, "Yeah, look, we drew them as close as we could. They're not all the way in the target zone, but that's fine. It's time to go. We cannot stay here."
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna like, if any of them keep like, anytime that like they get to like the middle of the room, then I'll leave.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
hear
that's
Shaw's
what I
voice just say,
thought.
"Everyone, just get to the rendezvous location at the bus barn exit. All right. We'll meet there. We'll meet there and we'll run. All right. We'll make a break for it. Everybody, go. Over."
Rendezvous. What a nerd.
I think Casey like races out of the office where they were with the cables, and then they see like right outside it a handle, and they're like, oh, does it? And I think they're just gonna race over like, I really always kind of wanted to do this, and then just pulls the fire alarm to see if the fire alarm works.
Yeah. You pull it, and nothing happens. It just sort of like.
Damn.
Like, they just-
Don't rob us of that satisfaction.
He's like,
It probably
shot.
you realizing in this moment that like some of the like moisture probably was not from the storm, but was from the fire system having already gone off at some point in the past.
Damn it. Like I think Casey like looks down the hallway towards the rendezvous, and then hears Maisel and Gabby still shouting down from the cafeteria. And I think Casey will run down there, like will run towards them to come be like, come on.
Yeah.
All right, we go. I put a hand on Maisel's jacket and say, I'm sorry, and we just run. And I just pull you along with me, as we're still probably screaming. But at this point, we should probably stop.
Yeah, I mean, I would have stopped screaming. We were by the door, and once someone got in there,
Yeah.
once the zombie got close enough, I was gonna just like throw a lighter and
What?
then, huh? Yeah,
said, yeah,
throw a
do it.
lighter, and then start running
Okay.
and close the door
Yes.
behind us.
In that case, I need a flight roll from Maisel and Gabby.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
You need, I think you're gonna need a 5 on this one.
At least that's within the realm of possible.
And this technically counts as a planned action. I'll give you that.
6.
10.
That's, yeah, alright, cool. So, yeah, the two of you, like, Maisel, you just flip the lighter and just throw it, and you just run down the hallway. And Casey, you come around the corner watching your two friends run towards you, and then just a colossal boom, and you watch as like flames shoot through the hallway behind them.
And I
Just
just grab Casey's shirt and just start running.
yeah, y'all like
Casey is momentarily just dragged along afterwards, and because they were like skidding to a halt as
Yeah.
Maisel came around the corner.
yeah, the shockwave basically like knocks you all flat. But you all like momentum, just like you get up and just keep running.
I love that you just keep blowing things up.
Like
First
just
a
like
car,
running,
now it's cool.
Now we're at school.
All right.
running through the hallways. Casey's just like, I'm really here for the Maisel blow shit up arc. Like,
Okay. All right, y'all run, making your way to the exit, the where you were supposed to meet up with everybody, and Shaw is already there. As he just says, "All right, we gotta get going. Let's go. Come on." He kind of points over to like the nearest bus across the lot. He goes, "All right, everybody ready?"
Did we all keep something to defend ourselves with?
I sort of assume you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
handy tire
Sh-
iron.
Yeah, Shaw has, like, because he cannot adequately use the assault rifle with one hand, he has instead the assault rifle slung over his back and is holding a bat through which he has driven, like, long nails. He just
An assault rifle?
yeah. Yeah.
Hey, seems like that's kind of going to waste, being hung around your neck like that there, sir.
He just sort of looks at you. He says, "We can talk about this when we're not right here."
I think that was a great time while we're running along.
Yeah, he just like kicks the door
That was
open and just starts
great
like
time.
he just kicks the door open and starts running across the parking lot.
He's like, I am not
Hey,
giving
come
children
back, hear
this
me
moment.
out.
All right,
Where you running?
y'all begin like
Trying to live my best Left 4 Dead life. Okay.
yeah, y'all run sort of like stopping at buses, sort of looking around and then continuing your run, sort of like stopping for cover and making sure you're not being followed and whatever, and just keep running. You can see the black plume of smoke from behind you begin to rise up over the school. You finally reach the bus barn, sort of like the relative shelter of the bus barn, as you sort of like stop there for a moment. And immediately in front of you, there are 3 of the infected who are making their way across the parking lot from that direction. In your way. Who wants to go first?
I am full of adrenaline and anger and fear,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna scream and run at them.
Okay.
I'll take whichever one is like closest, like in the middle. I've got the hiking pole still,
Nice.
All right.
so I want to use that as almost like a running spear kind of thing. If that fails, I drop my shoulder and go low and try to just
All right.
flip them, just try to barrel through them.
I'm gonna need a fight roll from you, Gabby.
Yeah, fight
And
roll.
You need a 7.
Got it. That's an 11. I can
Ooh.
do 12 for my fighties.
Hell yeah. So Gabby, you like run up with like the hiking stick like pointed towards you, towards it, and you just fully just ram it directly under the chin, like sort of. The zombie drops. Who's next? As the others sort of like rush forward to try to grab at Gabby, who ran ahead. Who's up next?
I think Casey's just gonna try and knock one away from her with the tire iron.
Okay, go ahead and give me a fight roll. You need a 7.
That is a 5.
Okay.
I feel like this is a snap decision. I don't have enough adversity tokens for that.
For how many do you have?
I have 1.
Oh yeah, you don't have enough. You rush up and you swing. You hit, but it just sort of catches it across the shoulder, not really diverting it too much. It just sort of like turns and looks at you, Casey. Yeah, Frankie, what's up?
Hatchet time at the one that is looking at Casey.
All right, go ahead and give me a fight roll. You need a 7.
Okay, make sure you pick the
Best
correct one.
superhero catchphrase.
Yep. Oh,
As if.
I rolled a 9. Oh, I rolled a 9.
There you go. Yeah. So like you come down as it like turns towards Casey to grab, like literally like hands wrapping around the tire iron that Casey failed to withdraw quickly. Frankie, you just come and hatch it down right in the middle of the forehead, and the zombie goes down. All
I
right.
just assume since you saved my butt so many times, I should probably return the favor or something.
Yeah, no, super appreciated.
This isn't the time. We gotta keep.
We're moving.
Yes. Maisel?
I said there's one more. I'm not good at fight, but I'll try.
Okay.
I'll try. I will do sort of the same thing as Gabby. I'll just like run up and try to like jump and like stab with my long pole.
Okay, go ahead and give me a fight roll. You need a 7.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Unless I explode. Let's see.
Come on.
Ah, I threw it. I did explode!
Is that your
Plus
D4?
1 as well.
Is that? Oh yeah, you have.
D4?
Yeah, you have a +1 also because you're a teen. So like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cocked.
Yeah, that's right. Huh.
That's cocked again. I gotta stop throwing them! I got an 8! I got a fucking 8!
Okay. Yeah, Maisel, you like run forward, like you're like I don't know what to do. You like jump and just like stab right, like your like eyes close right before you do it, and you just and then you like you open your eyes slowly and you just see like the pole like embedded in the zombie, in like right in the skull.
Casey just takes the tire iron and pushes the zombie off of it, like. That was super cool.
That worked!
I'll have turned around to make sure you guys are good as well. And I just go, fuck yeah, Maisel.
Gabby, as you turned around to look at them, you can see that the horde that didn't quite make it into the cafeteria is now coming around the sides of the school, like behind you.
Okay. Enough celebrating, keep running.
Shaw looks behind and says, "Shit." He looks. We're not gonna make it. In the bus barn now. We'll fight. We'll figure out another way out. Go, go, go. He like kind of shoves whoever he can in, and then like follows. And as like the door to the bus barn, like he kind of like slides it shut, and catches the latch. He says, "Okay, opposite end. That might buy us enough time to get out. Let's see if there's a door on the other side."
Running.
You run to the other side and start kind of like there. You find the door and like Shaw pulls it open and then immediately closes it again as hands start coming in. He's just, oh shit. Okay. Okay. We might have to fight our way out of this one. He kind of like looks around and he says, "Okay, what do we got? What do we got on hand? You got the hatchet." He kind of like looks at you, Gabby, and just goes, "Fuck." Like takes the assault rifle off and hands it to you. He says, "You're right. It's useless for me right now." Besides, it's not exactly like you're gonna be able to miss them. They're everywhere.
Incredibly
You don't even have
concerned.
to say.
Yeah.
I've got a road flare, a tire iron, some dice and D&D books, which I don't think is useful
No.
unless they're really hungry for a campaign.
I mean, D4s do hurt when you step on
Yeah,
them.
caltrops,
this-
I guess.
And fire.
Okay.
We got a firebug over here.
He goes, all right.
Apparently.
That's definitely going to help us, at least with distracting them. Make sure maybe we burst the door open, send off whatever we got, confuse them. Don't try to engage them. Just push past as quickly as you possibly can. We got to get through them.
Can you shoot a flare into them?
Yeah, can do that. Okay. We gotta move fast, or else he like kind of hesitates for a moment and just starts kind of like looking around. And just kind of like he's trying to like basically taking in the surroundings. And just goes, hold on a second. He like starts. We're missing one. As y'all look around, you realize that Kit isn't with you.
What?
I think that's where we're gonna do a little break. Short break.
No.
Nicely done. Also, no. Absolutely not. I love it. I hate it.
Alright, we're gonna do a short break, and then we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Hello. When we left off, the crew was making a desperate push from the high school to the chopper in the football stadium when they got trapped in the bus barn, and that's when they realized that they were no longer accompanied by Kit. Oops, this is the wrong screen. There we go. That's the right screen, because everybody's on it, including Gabby. There we go. So that's where we left off.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Coming back in. We hold on. I actually feel like I should have done this ahead of time, and I do have. There we go.
I'm just stress eating. Don't mind me.
No, I did that earlier. It's all good.
I have Pringles and kisses. Let's go.
All right. So, y'all are inside as you hear the zombies outside. There's not a whole lot of insulation in the bus barn, so you can hear them pretty clearly, as they begin gathering around the building. You all sort of letting the horror of the realization sink in that your friend is no longer in your presence. I would say that at this moment, Frankie, you would be aware of the fact that the last person that had the walkie was Kit, and she probably still has it.
Give me a walkie.
Yeah, just whatever walkie we have, we hand to you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Hey, Kit, what the fuck are you doing? I'm whispering because I said explain everyone whispering in case.
Right, yeah, no, I get it, but...
Lucas, where am I right now?
I imagine that you probably would have been able to get to, like... You probably would have been able to get to the street, which is now... It's not completely empty, but it is emptier than it was, as most of them have, like, funneled onto the school grounds. So I'd say you probably made it to the street.
Okay. I'm like crouched down, like on the side of a car. And I pick up the walkie. It's gonna be okay.
What?
Just wait till they go away and then run.
No. No.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good plan.
No, what does that mean? Where is she? Is she out there? I start running towards the door.
Yeah, Shaw just, like, grabs you and, like, Gabby, he says, "You open that door, we all die."
We said we wouldn't split up again. We promised. We promised each other.
Where's Kit? Where's Kit at? Kit, where are you?
I didn't want to give you the chance to stop me. I didn't want to make a
This
big
wasn't
deal
part
out of
the
it.
plan, Kit.
A lot of this wasn't part of the plan, okay?
I mean, if you drive out of town find like an open field or something. Maybe we can land and pick you up there.
You guys don't fucking get it. It's... You need to leave.
So do you.
Oh.
Why aren't you with us?
I was never gonna make it anyway.
What does she mean? What
Not
does she
since
mean
the
she was
kitchen.
never-
Did you get bit?
No.
You guys need to get out of here. And if there's something I can do to help, then I will.
As you're processing that information, Shaw just starts... Give me the walkie.
Here.
Kit, it's Shaw. Listen, can you get to the fire trucks?
I want to look around and see
Yeah.
how close am I?
You look and you can see like one of the like ladders distantly. Like you can see one of the ladders peeking up from the wall. Maybe like 4 blocks or so.
And I think so.
Okay, listen to me. When you get to the fire truck, when you get inside, there should be a button to trigger the sirens. It should be pretty obvious. It'll be labeled, okay? It should function even without power, it should function, okay? Can you do that? Okay. Once
Nod
that
again and don't respond,
Yeah.
and then shit. Sorry. Yeah.
once that's going, you need to get away from that thing because you're gonna get swarmed, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Does it matter?
I don't know. But a crowd of those things isn't a good way to go. Trust me, I've seen it. Anything's better than that. He like hands it to he like goes to hand it to Maisel and then just goes and thank you. He hands it back to Maisel.
Kit, whatever happened, whatever's going on, you're not disposable, okay? I know that something's going on and it's bad, but
It got me. Okay. It fucking. Why do you
No.
think I've been limping all day?
I know. I'm sorry, we didn't notice. You're not disposable, and get away from the fire truck, because no matter what happens, it's better to... It's not...
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Inevitably, I don't want this to be the last time we talk, okay? Even if I know, even if you're gonna... Even if... Just see us one more time, okay?
You know, I thought you hated me for like a super long time.
I thought you hated me, okay? You don't like talking, and I don't know how to deal with that. But you're important, okay? And you're not disposable, and we just want to see you one more time. It's better not to go by them. At least go with us.
Get out of here.
You too, okay?
I don't think she responds.
Kit, you turn to the street, and as I said, it is not empty. There are infected sort of wandering, sort of shuffling up and down the street, seemingly haven't noticed you yet. But you know that they're not as thick here as they were, and if you're lucky and quick, you'll probably be able to get through them.
I'm gonna place my bag onto my shoulder. It's noticeably light. She made a point not to put a whole lot of important stuff in the one she was carrying. I'm gonna start running as best I can.
Okay. I want you to give me a flight roll. You need an 8.
And we donate adversity tokens like we did in the past.
I am. So it feels cheap not to roll here, but I do want to take half because I think she's that determined.
Okay.
I'd rather.
Yeah.
I like the drama of rolling, but if I can, she needs to do this for them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Kit, you sort of the kind of the parked car that you were crouched behind, you step out from behind it and just start sort of a slow walk to jog and then just a full sprint. And as you run down the street, you can see the infected, their heads turn and track you as you run, but you don't stop to check to see if they follow you. You just keep running. Before too long, you reach the fire truck, the driver's side door of which is open already. As you heft yourself inside, sort of over the debris that is kind of in front of it, you slide into the driver's seat and begin just kind of looking around, and you find the toggle for the siren. Right.
You guys ready?
I'm gonna hand the walk back to Frankie. Because I said my piece. I think Frankie needs this more than I do.
Yeah, I think after Maisel hands off the walkie to Frankie, Casey just puts her arm around Maisel.
Hey, it's Frankie. I think we are.
I know your voice. You don't have to.
Right. I don't think there's ever a time to be ready, but suppose we got to do this, and we'll see you on the other side.
Timing always sucked.
What? Come on.
I'm sorry.
Why? I just
You're
wish
not an
you
idiot,
told me.
okay? Just.
This is really strange, talking over a walkie about things that I feel like should be said in person. But we're here. I don't know what's going on exactly. I really want you to just pull the alarm, whatever you're doing over there. Be brave, be a badass like you are. Just run. But I need.
Trying to give them privacy.
I love you, Kit. I'm an idiot because I didn't say it sooner.
I've known you were an idiot for a long time, and I'm still here. Well, It was. I'm sorry too. I've been waiting all year for you to leave me behind, so I'll be okay. Take care of yourself.
I will, as best I can.
You just hear Shaw go, "Shit, they're breaking through. It's now or never."
It's now or never.
I'm just gonna put down the walkie and push the button, pull the thing, whatever it is.
Yeah. Immediately, y'all hear the sound of this, like, fire truck sirens down the street. And as you do, the sound of the zombies at the door sort of slows and gradually gets quieter as they withdraw from the bus barn and begin making their way as a massive horde down the street towards the fire truck. Shaw sort of listens for a few moments and then just says, "Okay, let's go," and like pulls the door open and just heads outside in kind of the direction you were heading and just begins kind of like running down the street, and it's just, "Come on, let's go."
Which way is the fire truck?
The opposite direction from where you're going.
Yeah, okay.
As you kind of like look in that direction, you can see like the emergency lights on the vehicle going, and there are hundreds of them now pouring into the streets, in between you and the truck. But yeah, you begin running down the street, and as you run, you feel, Frankie, as you're running, you feel an unfamiliar bump against you as you run, and as you like reach down, you kind of feel something hard in your jacket pocket that wasn't there before. And as you reach into the pocket, you put your hand around it, you know right away what is in your pocket. As you sort of like pull out Kit's knife. Shaw starts just kind of yelling. She's like, "Run, we can't stop, let's go." And as you run, you can see, like, running past streets, kind of looking to either side, you can see the, like, the massive motion of hordes beginning to kind of, like, run down side streets towards the truck. In fact, at one point, as you glance down a side street, for the first time, you all see the sort of bizarrely elongated ones running on all fours. Just sort of like whipping in between buildings, and as you just continue running down the streets, running down the street. Here's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need from nobody in particular and in no particular order. I'm going to need a flight roll, a fight roll, and I'm gonna need a grit roll. In no particular order and from nobody in particular.
Of those, fight is my best.
Okay.
I have a D12 there, so
All right. And you're gonna need 11s across the board on these.
I have a
Frankie
D.
and I
Huh?
was just gonna say Frankie and I both should have high grit.
Sorry, could you speak up a little bit, Scriv?
Yeah, sorry. Frankie and I should both have high grit. So
Okay.
one of us can take that one.
Sure.
I have a 10 flight.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody has any higher than that.
John,
my
we got-
flight's also a 10.
What'd you get?
That was an 11 exactly.
Okay.
On the fight roll.
All right.
Yeah, I got a natural 20 on my grit roll.
Hell yeah.
Grit roll.
I was hoping you were rolling better than I am.
All right. And Maisel?
My flight did not pan out. I got a 1.
Oof. Okay.
I don't think. Do we have 10 adversity tokens among us?
No.
I don't think so. But take an adversity token, Bree.
Yep.
As y'all like begin just sort of running down the street, Frankie just sort of like pushing like some of the zombies out of the way. They're just sort of like literally just like shoulder checking out of the way as you're like running down the street just to get them out of your way. Casey taking that tire iron, just clocking them as you're running. Maisel, as y'all are running, you kind of like feel like the pull as like one of them like grabs onto the back of your shirt. You guys get a chance here to like who wants to help Maisel out here? Yeah, Gabby, what you got?
I got that assault rifle.
Yes, you do. All right, I need a fight roll from you.
Damn right.
And you're gonna need an 8.
We're not losing another one.
Mm-mm.
It rolled off the desk. I got a 10.
Okay.
Rolled off my mat, rather. So
Oh,
I want
boy.
to dislodge it with a good front kick
Yeah.
to get it off of Maisel, and then.
Yeah. You just sort of like send like a burst into the zombie, and you watch as it just sort of like just blood and just sort of viscera just sort of scatter. Maisel, you are free, and you all continue running down the street. I still need one successful flight roll from somebody.
Mine's
Go
only
ahead,
D6.
Kingsley. I mean, I
Mine's-
could try again, but go for it.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's a 10. I'll go for it.
Okay.
That is a 4, which means we need 7 AT to get there.
Yep.
I have 3.
We got
One.
2.
Got 1.
3 plus 2,
Wait.
5 plus 1 plus 1 is 7.
That's exactly it. Yeah. take it.
You doing it? Okay. Yeah. All right. Absolutely. Yeah. You spend up. And Casey, you as you begin running, you just sort of like a quick moment you notice that like down the street that you're about to go down, you catch like the same kind of flitting movement that you've seen from the pack hunters, and you instead direct people down the next street. You're like, no, not that one, and you just like go down the next street. As you keep running, and before, like after what feels like an eternity of running down these streets, you find yourselves running into the sort of large sort of tunnel into the football stadium. As you run in, you reach the green, and as you look around, like you can see the massive helicopter just sort of landed in the middle of this arena. Shaw just runs. He says, "Get everything you need on board. I'm gonna cycle her up." And he runs immediately, like hopping into the pilot's seat. Just sort of pulls the headphones on. Just starts like flipping switches, and just sort of you can see as the rotors just sort of slowly begin to.
Casey will be the last person to get on. They will make sure that everybody else is in and that their stuff is secured. Like helps Maisel, helps Frankie, helps Gabby get in.
I'm gonna sit next to Frankie and just be there.
Okay.
There is like a gunner seat kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I take that one.
Okay. Shaw like looks over his shoulders, like does a double take, and looks like he's about to say something for a second, and then just fuck it, and just keeps like.
I just glare.
Yeah.
I have not said. Gabby has not said a word since we lost Kit.
Yeah.
And probably won't.
He says, "Headphones, put them on. Just headsets, go." And like one of the last things that you're able to hear, basically, as the rotors begin spinning up. And yeah. He says, "All right, everybody ready? Everybody secured? Oh shit." And as he like looks out the front, like out of the like the windshield, you see stepping out onto the green, like the guy in the pinstripe suit.
Fuck off. No, firing. Straight up. Just
You are in the proper seat for it.
yeah.
Okay, I need a fight roll, Gabby. You need a 13 for this.
Oh.
Ooh.
I got an 11 even with the adversity token. It's only 12.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I spent my adversity token.
Right.
With the last
Yeah.
one. So
You-
I got an 11.
Yeah, you just open up a burst that you see just sort of like sending up like clouds of dirt all around from the green, and he does nothing. He doesn't move. He doesn't react. He just stands there staring up at the helicopter as it continues to lift up off the green, just staring up at it. And now y'all can see him much more clearly than you ever did before. There is what was probably once a human being in a pinstripe suit, but you can see the sort of like almost fire scar looking markings all up one side of the face, twisting the appearance into sort of like an almost like sort of stretched facial features. One eye is just completely black. The other one, a very clear but still very human blue, just sort of staring up at all of you. And you can see that what at first you took as just sort of the warping of the facial features, now you can see is the very, very just sort of like twisted smirk on this person's face. He sort of looks up at you. As Shaw continues lifting the helicopter up, passes up between the sort of like half-closed arena covering, stadium covering. You lift off, and he continues to not move, just staring up at you. And Shaw says, let's get the fuck out of here."
I'm going to take the walkie and just say, "I don't know if you can hear me, but the adventure mobile is yours. See you soon, hopefully."
The helicopter passes off, does one sort of quick circle. You can see where the horde has surrounded, like hundreds of them have surrounded the fire truck. You can still visible as you can see like the flashing lights. The black plumes from the school still rising up, partially obscuring the city below. As the helicopter takes off, you look around and you don't see any signs of Kit or anything that isn't a zombie. Justin does a couple passes. He does a few passes. After a while, he says, "She's gone. I don't see her. Even if we did see her, I don't have a good way of landing down there, and I'll be honest with you, I only had enough fuel left for a return journey, so I'm sorry."
Frankie pulls out his pack of cigarettes and puts lights, kind of just lights one up and by the gunner seat, well, not the gunner seat, but wherever you can sit on the edge of a helicopter, which is, I guess, next to the gunner seat.
Yeah.
Just sits there and is just gonna blow smoke into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rest my head on Frankie's shoulder, just clutching the walkie.
All right. Y'all, high above Springview, Colorado, the place that was once your home, you look down at the smoke-covered, zombie-infested husk of the town that you all grew up. High above all the danger, it's hard to imagine that everything you just went through was anything more than a bad dream. And it would be tempting to think that. It would be tempting to feel it. If not for the notable, impossible to ignore absence of one of your best friends. Lost somewhere in that city down below. Bitten and alone. In spite of everything that you all overcame, in spite of the fact that you all may very well be heading back to your families, back to safety, civilization, the protection of people like Shaw, in spite of all that and everything you overcame to get here, it's hard to escape the feeling that for everything that you accomplished, today feels like the end of the world. And that is where we will conclude our story.
Oh, how dare the two of you.
Alison laughs.
How very dare.
How very much dare.
We couldn't not have that trope, but I don't like it.
It was the one, I feel like it was the one zombie media trope that we were missing, the bitten but hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the purpose of mechanics, the thing I was saving my adversity tokens for was I can spend 2 tokens to not be seen.
Yep.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky, but masterfully played.
Yep.
Ow.
Mhm.
Ouch.
All right.
I like to imagine as we're flying off without even asking permission, because I know you can play music in these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're playing weird goodbyes.
Y'all were absolutely fucking incredible. Here we are at the end of this, and I have to say thank you to our audience for tuning in and being patient with us as we dealt with delays in the finale, and technical issues as well. Thank you to this fucking incredible cast who understood the assignment and then went beyond.
Yeah, because we're all a bunch of overachieving nerds.
Oh my god. Yeah. This was awesome, everybody. So, before we sign off, I will just remind everybody that we will be having an after show for this. Dates to be announced, but keep an eye out on our socials and on Discord. We will update you as soon as we have a plan for that and concrete dates. because I have a feeling a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions and a lot of things to yell at Alison and me in particular.
A lot to say, so
I have a lot of.
Loud.
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I, as Casey, also have a lot of questions here.
Casey always has questions.
And I will just say, for a point of clarification, just so that we can get right out ahead of any, like, GM fiat things, okay? Like, accusations. I would like to just point out that Kit failed a role in that scene in her home. And
by a lot.
By a lot. When I looked at it, it was a role that was
14,
failed.
I think.
Yeah, by like 14 or 15 even, something like that. And basically, anything, a failure from 10 less to 14 less than you need is a profound failure with dire consequences. And when that got rolled, I messaged Alison to be like, hey, so what do you think about this? So Alison...
I went through the episode, by the way, while we were on break.
Yeah, while we were on break.
The
So
second half of that episode, I knew.
yeah. Alison, I just need you all to understand that Alison has been sitting on this for like a month, like 2 months.
Oh my god, Alison! You criminal!
Hey guys, remember what I posted in the Discord that I was slowly dying over here?
Oh,
Oh,
Damn.
come on, team.
Anyways,
Oh my
Round
god.
of applause for that.
Yeah,
That
for
is
sure.
fucking genius. Also, thank you, Lucas, for probably one of the best games I have played.
Oh.
Honestly, that was fantastic.
Well, thank you all for playing in it.
I stand by my copy that I wrote for you on our announcement. Lucas flashback feels criminal Santana.
Like,
Yep.
Oh my god.
And of course, thank you all for coming and watching this each week. And I am very excited for whatever comes next. I'm excited to hopefully at some point revisit this world. Perhaps some of the same characters, perhaps not. But it's what I want to do, but we will see. So hopefully.
So, I'll be so mad if it's the four of us and not Alison. I'll be so mad.
We will see.
So mad.
Oh, upset.
All right.
Zombie.
Well, we are gonna go. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you so much to the cast. Thank you to Hunters Entertainment for this incredible game. And thank you, of course, as always, to Sirenscape and Tabletop Audio for providing the ambiance for this game. We are going to go. Hopefully we will see you for the after show. But if not, we'll see you the next time you decide to come roll with us. Good night and good zone, everybody.